Welcome to a Walk In My Stilettos, where our goal is to help you walk in your greatness. I'm your host, Makini Smith. Hey, Faith Walkers! My name is Makini Smith. Welcome to a Walk In My Stilettos, my new podcast where we will be taking a walk in the stilettos of inspiring women making a difference in this world. Stilettos are my favorite type of shoe, although I can't rock them like I used to, but they hold a strong metaphor in my mind. They elevate me, they force me to walk purposefully, they remind me to walk gracefully, and the only time I should lower my head is to admire my stilettos. A Walk in My Stilettos began when I wrote my first book, sharing my journey to inspire other young women, and it grew into mentoring other women to walk in their purpose. I built a mobile app for women looking for the tools and motivation to conquer their fears, own their story, and uncover the potential hidden within. And now, I started this podcast to highlight other women that are walking in their purpose and leaving their footprints in this world. I'm hoping that you'll join us for future episodes to be inspired by women who range from authors, Emmy-nominated journalists, a senior contributor at Forbes, entrepreneurs, mothers, all kinds of amazing women that are letting us take a walk in their stilettos so we can continue to walk in a manner worthy of our calling. Just so that we're not complete strangers, I'll give you a quick synopsis of who I am. I'm currently a mindset coach and certified consultant for Proctor Gallagher, co-founded by my mentor, Bob Proctor. Bob was featured in the hit documentary, The Secret. I have published 4 self-help books and a mobile app also called A Walk in My Stilettos. My life didn't always sound this exciting. I grew up in government housing. I had my first child at 17 and my second at 21 years old. I had no idea who I was, and I found myself in a relationship with an older man. We got married, I became a stepmother to 4 other children, and then we had my 3rd child together. My marriage was unhealthy, and I eventually filed for divorce, and I immediately jumped into being a full-time entrepreneur. I wanted to be able to still be a full-time mom to my children, and have the flexibility, but also to generate the income that I needed to provide the life for them that I wanted them to have. But shortly after that, my sister, who was my best friend, passed away tragically at the age of 39, which I talk about in full detail in my first book, A Walk in My Stilettos, How to Get Through the Struggle with Grace. The following summer after my sister passed away, my grandmother, who had helped raise me, passed away in a similar manner. Things seemed to be going downhill at an uncomfortable speed, and I decided to pivot for the sake of my sanity and my children. I sought help through support groups, mentorship, online connections, books, and in any other way that I could think of. That shift changed my life completely. I discovered personal development. I met my mentors, Bob Proctor and Carlin Priscille, and now, I need a telescope, basically, to look back on where I've come from. So now that we're all acquainted, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to the episode 1, which is just a trailer, a sneak peek of what you'll be in store for.
Sometimes, when we get hurt, we are so exhausted emotionally from being hurt that the next guy we get with is like, you can't do anything wrong or you can go. I know my worth, and it's like, take it down
But that's not fair.
Take it down a notch.
Yeah.
And so what that does mean is that I allow for people to be human. I do my best not to retreat to that shell of protection that says, I don't have to deal with this, I don't have to tolerate that, and it's sometimes minor things, but we become so protective of ourselves once we've been hurt that sometimes we can hold men in general to unrealistic standards. Agreed. So But what I have learned from my husband is just he's brought out better qualities in me. He's allowed me to be the true organized person that I am, that I wanted to be in my mind. He's like sometimes the mother I always wanted to be. Can I go on record and say that? He's just so bomb with the kids. Sometimes like, he's going to show me up because I'm like ultra competitive. I'm like, he's showing me up over here. I got to get it together, And so, he has showed me that, there is people in this world, especially as a single mother. We worry about that. Can anybody truly come into my life?
Yes.
And we know someone can love us, but can they truly love our kids? And as a woman, we want to know, can they love them enough to really have a real relationship with them and guide them? And will my children truly click with them and bond with them? And will this really truly feel like a family, or will this feel like something pieced together and blended, which is not what we want? And so one thing that I've learned from him is that is available and that it does exist. Because I used to sometimes downplay it a little bit, like, because let me just go back to this. When you've been hurt, you sometimes dumb down to what you want because you're scared to ask for anything because you don't want it. It's like, if I expect too much, then I may get hurt. But if I expect a little, then it's less likely that I'll be disappointed. And so you start to have thoughts as a single mother, like, well, if he just doesn't cheat, if he just, like if he just doesn't cheat, he comes home at night, like the bare minimum, and he shows up for family functions, he's a good guy. And it's like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's called common decency.
A lot of those affirmations were definitely more, about the intangible and tangible things. But even now, I find myself, every year having to write new affirmations and I still have them. I sign and date them because it's a self-contract.
Right.
And then it lets me know, like, if I didn't accomplish something, why didn't I do it? Like, there's one that's like, you have lost 50 pounds. And I'm like, I haven't gotten there yet. Like, maybe a little bit, but I'm not there yet. And then I realized, okay, that's my own doing. I need to align myself by trimming the fat to actually make that goal happen.
Yes. So, I mean, we're both coaches, and I think that it's beautiful to see so many people in this space right now, not only developing ourselves, but helping other people tap into their potential and, be their greatest selves. I strongly, strongly also believe in affirmations to the point where, I wrote an affirmations book, and my app sends out an affirmation every morning. But I mean, is there anything that you feel people are not understanding about the power of affirmations?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the scripture, so please don't quote me, but there is something in the Bible, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, write your vision and make it plain.
Yes.
And so you have to do that. You have to write your vision, and there's something powerful, and there are studies done on this, that we remember things intrinsically by writing it down.
Yes.
And so for me, when I heard that, I was like, let me write everything down. I need money in my bank account. I need love. I need everything. And I mean, some of the things were fun, but it was more so like, I need to write this down. But then on top of that, you have to follow it with action.
Yes.
And so I think the affirmation is it's the act of writing it down, but it's also allowing you to understand your vision and make it plain.
Yes.
And then what the scripture, the scripture obviously is, God will see you through, but you also have to see yourself through.
Yes.
Because God rewards those that reward themselves. You have to take accountability and take action.
Yes. I appreciate you, and I would love if you could give us a review, share our podcast with a friend, and return to hear the next episode. Until next time, download the Walk In My Stilettos app and subscribe to our newsletter at walkinmystilettos.com. Continue to walk in greatness in your stilettos in a manner worthy of your calling.